I'll be going over everything you need come race day. For USAT sanctioned events, you're going to need your ID card. Next up, you're going to need your race packet, which is going to have all the information you need come race day. Next up is sunscreen. It's going to protect you against the sun. That one's pretty obvious. If you haven't seen the video from GTN, they did an in-depth analysis of sun exposure to triathletes and the harms that the sun does to you. Even though I'm not an electrician, I bring electrical tape to all my races. This helps me tape the food to the top tube of my bike, and it's easier to pick from there than it is from the pockets of my race kit. I'm also going to be bringing rubber bands for my shoes so that I can do a flying mount and dismount depending on the race. For a full Ironman distance race, you're not going to be able to put your shoes on your bike and use the rubber band technique so that you can do a flying mount, but you'll be able to do that in all the other races that you go to. I like to use a heart rate monitor so that I can track where I'm at in my zones so that I don't overdo it on the bike or the run. I also use a triathlon watch so I can measure my distance and see how close I am to the finish line. I typically also bring a change of clothes so that after the race I can just change into it and feel really comfortable. For the swim specific stuff, you're going to need your triathlon kit, goggles, swim cap with your number on it usually, body glide if you get like chafing around your neck or your arms. This can really be helpful so that you don't have to be uncomfortable on the bike in the run or later that day or even the next day. Depending on the temperature of the water, you're going to be able to use a wetsuit or not. Sometimes you can use a swim skin and that can help you speed up your swim. I also bring the timing chip because otherwise I won't be able to race. Last but not least, I bring a towel. And this is really important going from the swim to bike transition, just to wipe the debris and the water off my feet so that I can get in my cycling shoes, be really comfortable in them because I don't wear socks. As for the bike portion of your race, you're gonna need a bike. You're gonna need a helmet, otherwise you're not gonna be able to do the race at all. You're also gonna want to bring sunglasses to protect your eyes from the sun and also to improve your vision out there on the race course. A windy day can make it really uncomfortable if you don't have sunglasses. Not only wind, but the debris from the road can also get in your eyes and really irritate you. I like to make sure that my bike has the water bottles, a saddlebag with all the repair stuff that I need if I get a flat. I put my food on there with that electrical tape that I talked about before. And then a nice to have is like arm sleeves or leg sleeves. That way you can be a little bit more aerodynamic. I personally don't bring socks on the bike, but maybe you like that because you want your feet to be a little bit more comfortable. As for the run specific stuff, you're gonna need shoes. It's gonna be really uncomfortable if you try to run whatever distance barefoot. I also like to bring a visor to protect my face. I found in the past that wearing a hat, unless it's one of the running hats, gets a little bit too hot. Some people, depending on the race, like to change into running gear. That way it's a little bit more comfortable and you're not in the same kit the entire time. I also bring food here, carry in my pocket so that I can have that easily available if I don't like the stuff that's on the course. You can also bring a water bottle if you like to bring your own hydration, and then also a race belt so that you don't have to dig the pins into your race kit or jersey. If you want to see how I set up my bike with the food and the electrical tape, comment below and I'll put out a video soon. I have a link to the race day checklist that I just talked about in the description below. So if you want it and print it out, use it race day, check it off, then you'll be all good. Just so you don't think my shirt just says warning, here's what it says. If you like this video, then you're probably going to like this video on what I eat before I race.